Hey everybody, it's Engineering and Heels back here with another review. This is all about Brian Atwood FM pumps. So I have 3 pairs now, so I kind of wanted to just go over for you guys what pairs I have, how to order them, what the FM pump is, stuff like that, and just kind of tell you what I like about all of them. So I will start with my first pair, and that is this super hot pink pair. I got these several years ago. The FM pump is a 130 millimeter single sole, and it is an amazing shoe, and I'm so glad he's still making them even here in 2020. So we'll get to that later and how you can still order them. As far as how this actual shoe goes, it is really nicely constructed, very supple leather. The leather on these is a little bit more supple and a little bit softer than the Louboutin patent leather, which it has good and bad. The good thing about it is it really stretches and molds to your foot. You can actually kind of feel the bumps here where it's molded to my feet over the years because I've had these pair for quite a few years. The bad thing about this is I don't think this leather is quite as performant as the Louboutin leather. It seems to scuff a little bit more easily, like right here on the tip of this toe, I completely scuffed it up. I still really like it, and I think that these really can be a little bit more comfortable in a way because that they really do stretch and mold to your foot. So that's definitely something to look for. The heel is amazing. The thing that I like about the design on these is how far out the heel is. Like it's all the way to the edge of the shoe. There's no coming back in and putting the heel under the ball of the foot. It's all the way out to the edge. So I think that kind of really accentuates how steep this heel is. Now this pair I've had for a while, and I actually got these resold, and I believe I got these resold through my shoe hospital. So they're actually a service where you can send your shoes in. It's like an online cobbler. I really like them, highly recommend them. This isn't sponsored by them or anything, I just like them. But if you have a cobbler in your, locally, I would recommend using them because you'll get just a little bit quicker service. As far as sizing goes, I took my true to size. I took a 39 in these. I would say they were a little tight at first, and I'll get into that with this red pair that I have on that is newer. So they will pinch for a while you're getting them, broken in. So it's just something to think about. I still think taking your true to size in these is what you should do. So whatever your usual size is in Louboutin or Cassidy, I would say just go with that with the Brian Atwood. Now, this is a good segue because I didn't take my true to size in this next pair. These are a super limited edition, and you've probably watched my video on these, and if not, go watch it. Brian Atwood X Arizona. So super awesome. I'm really happy I was able to get these. This was a collab with Arizona Iced Tea, and there were only like 8 pairs made ever. So when I asked if they happened to have them available, I was like, hey, is there anything even close to my size range? And they said, we have a 40. So I said, okay, I'll take it. So originally was really worried that the 40 would be so big that it wouldn't even like fit my foot, but it actually does a pretty good job. So the 40 is it doesn't slip off my heel yet, but I haven't worn these as much either. So the 40 is a little bit big, but not too big. So there is some forgiveness in the sizing of these. So you could kind of even go up half a size if you were worried about it. These are really cool because they are matching like mint green leather, like Arizona green leather with a satin overlay on top. So they kind of almost feel like bridal shoes because they have like that satiny feel to them, but I love that they've got a really nice leather, interior, and that'll help you kind of be able to fit these really well to your foot. Like I said, I haven't worn these a ton because these are one of my favorite shoes that I have right now, and a total collector's piece. So, but I have worn them some. I will update you as far as these stretching out. I assume that they will stretch out at some point if I wear them enough and will be a little too big. So if that happens, I will have to consider some, either some heel grips in here or maybe a little bit of a ball foot pad here. So more to come on that, but I absolutely love these. Like I said, these are in a 40. So then my latest pair I have on here, and these are, take this one off. These are in like a bright red patent. And the red is like, I would call this like lipstick red. I don't remember what the actual red color name is, but it's a really nice like bright red, but it's got some depth to it. So it's not just like a fire engine red, it's a little bit darker, which is really cool. These I got in a 39 as well, and I'm still breaking them in. I've had these on all day, and my feet are starting to hurt a little bit from these, so I'm not immune to that. Like I said, these haven't broken in all the way. It'll take a while. So For now, they're pretty tight, but you know, here in a couple months, once I've worn them a little bit more, you know, I think it'll be quite a bit better. So this is kind of what the sole looks like in a not as worn pair with both of these. So not super worn. This kind of sole, his material here is kind of soft and like fuzzy, so it does kind of pick up some dirt. I would say it's really similar to like Jimmy Choo and Nook. Their bottom soles like this too. So just be careful if you're like walking on rocks, which I tend to do, it will kind of pick those up into the sole and you may just have to kind of brush that off. So 39 in these as well. As far as wearability, I think these are really comfortable for 130 millimeter. They are, you know, not hot chicks level of uncomfortable. They're definitely walkable. I actually wore these to like a restaurant a few years ago that was kind of outdoor, and we walked around afterwards, and I was totally fine, like even in grass in these, which was shocking. You know, I did mess them up a little bit from that, but totally worth it. So yeah, these are definitely like, I've even worn these to work because I'm crazy. They're definitely wearable. They are going to be a little bit harder on your foot than a Socate. So if you can't wear a Socate reliably, like all day, you're not going to be able to wear these reliably all day. So just something to consider. I still think that they're a super wearable shoe and they are super duper hot and I love them. So just comparing the toe boxes on these, and it's actually kind of hard to tell. I actually think they look a little bit more similar than I was expecting, but the toe box on the Atwood is just a little bit longer than the Socate. And actually when you're in it and walking in it, it feels significantly longer because of the way that your foot sits in the shoe. So your foot isn't pushed quite as far forward in this toe box as it is in here. So that's kind of a comparison there. The Socate is still like a very, very slender pointed toe. So if you've got a wider foot and you're having trouble getting Socates to fit well, the Atwood may fit you a little bit better. As far as toe box narrowness goes, I think that the Socate and the Anook, the Jimmy Choo Anook, are the most narrow, whereas the Brian Atwood is slightly wider and a little bit longer. So I'm hopefully you guys can kind of see the difference between the two. I'm also kind of comparing two relatively unbroken in shoes together because I wanted to show you the most natural shape. And Jameson too. We were wondering when he was going to get in this video. So anyway, hope this helps as far as the toe box goes. But yeah, the Brian Atwood toe box, just from the way that your foot sits in the shoe, is pretty long. So not a bad thing, just something to watch out for. You know, if you like a shorter toe box, a Pigalle is going to be a better bet than either of these two. But if you like a longer toe box, these are great, especially the Atwood. Looks really, really sexy on your foot. So last, just kind of wanted to talk about the ordering process for these because I get a lot of questions. These are available right now, at least as far as I know, only through special order through Brian Atwood's client services. So I will try and find their email for you. I think it's like info@brianatwoodclientservices.com or something like that. So you actually will need to email them and see what they have available. They are super duper nice and usually really helpful, and they'll tell you what colors and sizes they have available, and then you can just place an order through them. So it's kind of strange order process, but it's simple and it's worked for me, you know, multiple times because that's how I how I ordered both this Arizona pump and the red. So every few months or once a year or so, they seem to get new colors in. I know at least when I was talking to them a few months ago, they had black. Definitely, I'm interested in getting a black one. I think they also had like a bright yellow and then this red. So definitely, email them if you are, considering it. Usually they're pretty quick, like I said, to get back to you. So other than that, just wanted to say thank you to my patrons. We're still growing over on Patreon, which is amazing and makes me happy every day. So thank you, guys and gals over on Patreon. You guys are awesome. If you haven't thought about subscribing, I will put a link, as I always do, to Patreon so you can check it out. Tons of new, fun stuff that happens over there every day. So if you haven't, consider it. And then please subscribe here on YouTube if you haven't already. And then I'm also at Engineering in Heels on Instagram. So thank you. Hope this was informative and you liked it, and have a good day.